morning, everyone. Happy World Cup weekend. We've got a lot more on today. We have the Super G, another speed event, one run. It starts at 8 a.m. We're going to tell you the results from yesterday. We're going to show you some interviews with some of the athletes and former athletes on the U.S. ski team. So keep it tuned right here. Vail Valley Live starts now.
And good morning. That's right. Trisha Swenson is over in Beaver Creek for the Birds of Prey. We're going into the Sunday of competition. We'll have some highlights from that, as well as some of the results there. Trisha will have some interviews that she had from yesterday. Also, I'm over here at the Grand Hyatt, and I'm going to apologize in advance to everybody for wearing sunglasses this morning. Unfortunately, scratching my eye while feeding my horses yesterday, and boy, is it light sensitive. And it's going to be light outside today. We're actually going to have a pretty good amount of sunshine. It is going to be short-lived because we're expected another round of snow. I'll cut to the chase for your snow report this morning. We did pick up an additional 3 inches of snow. So great news. That brings our week total for both Vail and Beaver Creek Mountains to 2 feet, so 24 inches over at Beaver Creek in the past 7 days, and 25 inches of snow that has fallen at Vail, and the snow continues. Vail's had 87 inches so far this season, and Beaver Creek has had 77. There's a quick look at what's going on with your snow totals. We're going to have weather and mountain reports coming up for you, so much more. Thanks to the outlets at Silverthorne for bringing that. I'm going to take it over to Tricia here in just a moment, but I do want to get you up and get you started and get you ready for your day. The drive today is pretty heinous. I just did it myself coming in from Gypsum. We've already seen quite a few accidents this morning. There are slippery road conditions all the way from the Eagle and Gypsum area all the way here to Vail, and it's pretty much going to remain that way throughout the majority of today, as although it is going to be sunny, we're not expected to see the temperatures warm up in the wake of that storm that just moved through. We see those colder temperatures. Again, we'll dive in a little bit deeper with the snow totals and more. Trust me on this one. I did the drive. I'm so grateful that I got some new snow tires on my vehicle, and you should do the same. If you've got an inferior vehicle and you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to do it today, don't. Do everybody else a favor. Take public transportation in Vail. It's free, and if you're going up and down Valley, just a few dollars, and they get you there at about the same time. But I'm excited. I want to take it on over to my colleague, Trisha Swenson, who, when I saw her, I only saw about this much of her. I could see her hat. I could see the resort in the back. Trisha, good morning to you. How looking over there this morning? I followed yesterday. I couldn't come to the races. I watched it on Outside TV. How did the Americans do? Who won the race? What was it like up there?
Okay, you know what, Anna, after the cancellation on Friday of the first downhill, we're able to get Saturday's downhill off, and a kudos to the Talents crew and the Winchcat operations, everyone that worked literally around the clock to make that happen at 10 a.m. yesterday. Now, today we've got the Super G, and they still have to get that snow because 3 inches is fun for us to go playing, but it's not fun for the racers, and that snow did affect the racers. We had plenty of comments when we were doing the interviews afterwards. They're like, yeah, even though the crew does a great job of getting that down to the hard surface they can, there was just so much snow the day before. It was still a little bit, they would call soft. But Michaela's boyfriend, also known as Alexander, killed it. He ended in yesterday. You know, he came out of the gate. He was bib number 6, and he held that spot. He was sitting in the winner's chair, the whole time. And again, he was actually fighting the flu. After the races in Lake Louise last weekend, so he has been under the weather. He said that Friday's cancellation really helped him get one day to recover. So he was like, okay, I'm okay if it's canceled. Then it allowed him to feel better yesterday. He granted one interview, and we all kind of gathered around to ask the questions. And, we kept it short because he still isn't feeling totally up to par. But he edged out by 6/100ths of a second Marco Automat, who is he's from Switzerland. And then James Crawford rounded out the top three. There's a lot of up and coming Canadians to watch out for. Now, the top American finisher, RCS, Ryan Cochran Siegel, he won the silver medal in the Olympics in Beijing just last February. So he was the top American at seventh place. Other than that, we had a few more in the top 30. But our buddy Nyman, DNF, he did not finish. So I feel bad for our buddy. I've got Ken. I've got it. I've got the Believe in Steven pin. Let me show you. Remember the Believe in Steven pin?
Yeah, definitely. I was texting him yesterday morning some motivational comments that I'll remain between he and I. And Nyman is just such a beast. He did catch his run on outside. They were broadcasting it live, and the one thing that I noticed was the wind. Throughout the race, especially when they left the start gate, you'd look up there, and they were really having to skate significantly to get momentum down there. And the wind, I mean, it looked like it was ripping at times.
Oh yeah, you know what? We didn't really feel the wind as much down here, but you could see the flags blowing on that top section and the flyway. That's like more flat part. So that was going on. I got to give a shout out to Eric Arvidsson. He was bib number 60 out of 64, and he got 34th. So to come that late in the and to jump that far, good on for that. So and then so the race start is going to be a little bit lower on the Super G, so it won't be as big of a vertical drop. The vertical drop is about 1,900 feet versus about 2,500, and they're going to take out the flyway. And so the racers will have a shorter course, a fewer gates. It's still classified as a
unfortunately, it looks like we might have lost Trisha there for just a moment, but don't worry about that. They're up there literally on the mountain up at the base area right around Redtail, so they have the Wi-Fi set up there, and we'll be checking back in with Trisha in just a moment as she does have a lot of details on the race. We're going to find out more about what's going on today, the conditions, and what you can expect if you are heading up there to the Birds of Prey in Beaver Creek. Right now, though, we're going to take it to just a short commercial break. When we come back, we've got more with what headlines in the Vail Daily. We'll have the weather and mountain report as well as your snow totals. So stay with us as Vail Valley Live continues from here at the Grand Hyatt and also up at Beaver Creek. We'll be back in a moment.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
Hi, I'm Peggy Ziegler, fashion guru and stylist at the Outlets at Silverthorne. I'm here to share with you an amazing place at a welcome center. We've got fabulous brochures on all the places and towns and things to do right here while you're in Summit County and visiting the Outlets at Silverthorne. And of course, pick up savings card booklet offering you fabulous discounts and a rewards program. See you soon.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Clearing my sinuses there. You caught me right. Boom, there it is. You can pick this up around the valley at Blue Newspaper Dispensers at the Vail Daily, and we like to bring you their update each and every morning, let you know what made headlines as well as the weather and mountain reports, and we'll be checking back with Tricia Swenson up in Beaver Creek. But making headlines today, the gifts that keep on raising $1.75 million for 67 local nonprofits. You can find out more about that on page A3. Also making headlines today with the nonprofits. The Big I is on Eagle County. So if you have one of your favorite charities to give to, this is a great opportunity to do so. As once again, 67 local nonprofits are participating in Colorado Gives Day as part of Eagle County Gives Coalition. And what a fantastic opportunity it is. We have so many. One of my favorites, I'll just throw it out there, Roundup River Ranch. And if you can hear that background noise right now, that's Tricia Swenson. She's getting ready up at Beaver Creek. She's going to have some live interviews from yesterday, as well as more information on what's going on with the races today, what the schedule is, how to get there, and so much more. But back to our headlines once again with Daily. If you are thinking about picking it up at the newspaper dispensers, just look just about anywhere around the valley and you'll find it. One of the headlines today is Full Throttle. You're going to find that in your local and regional reports. Again, when you go online, one of my favorite things is actually find with the Vail Daily. You can go to vaildaily.com or find them around the valley. In arts and entertainment, we're checking it out with Dancing into the Holidays. There are a number of productions that are going to be coming to the valley, including dances as well as ice skating at both the Dobson Ice Arena, the Vail Ice Arena that's right down there at the Arabelle at Vail Square, and then also over at the Solaris. That is a fantastic place to take in one of the shows. Also, Alpine Arts Center, you can find out about that on page B2, and then rounding out your headlines in sports and entertainment, you're going to find out Akron Siegel being at the top of men's standings in the American team's downhill race on Saturday. So again, forgive me for being outdoors today and bringing these. I figured why not? We'll show you the weather. And unfortunately, one of the side effects of having horses is feeding horses and hay and scratching your eyeball. And that's what I'm dealing with today. So I appreciate you guys letting me be outdoors. I also appreciate Tricia Swenson. I think she's up in Beaver Creek. I believe she might be standing by. We'll get to that in a moment. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I've got your weather and mountains coming up next.
Have I got a secret for you? Sales Spectacular from the Columbia Outlet. It's not just fleece anymore. 2 for $2, mind you, which is amazing. Sorel boots are at the Columbia Outlet, all from $50 to $89. Plus, with your savings card booklet, save an extra 10% off when you spend $75 or Castle Rock or Silverthorne. It's the place to be at the Columbia Outlet. See you there.
Vail Valley Live, thanks for hanging out with us for an hour this morning. We brought every morning from 7 to 8:30, and our primary goal is to get you ready to get out on the mountain, to let you know what's going around locally, and then also about the snow conditions, because we're out on the mountain just about each and every. I've got your snow for you, as well as your weather and mountain report, and I wanted to change camera angles in order this with you and kind of the dramatic change that we've seen since yesterday. It seems like all of these storms that have been rolling through have anticipated 1 to 2 inches, and then we're picking up more. Last night, adding on an additional 3 inches of snow in the past 12 hours on both Vail and Beaver Creek Mountains, and we're expected more. We're going to see a clearing trend, which we'll get to weather report, but for your snow totals, it's downright awesome right now. And let's keep working. Only in the December, we had the earliest opening yet for both Vail and Beaver Creek, with November 11th for Vail scheduled opening, and the snow has just been incredible. 2 feet, just over 2 feet of snow has fallen on Vail Mountain and the surrounding areas over the past 7 days. 25 inches, in fact, has fallen. And there is more. Beaver Creek's very close to that. They had 24 inches of snow in the past 7 days. And their settled base just stacking up. The powder shots are stacking up, and so is the additional terrain. And we love to keep you posted every morning here on Vail Valley Live with the update.
I know, I
Status.
counted.
It's always a good idea to go to vail.com and beavercreek.com to find out more. But check forecast right there. Today, sunny skies this morning, definitely a clearing trend. Cold temperatures, however, which is affecting driving conditions and also maybe your motivation to get outside early. It is in the single digits. It's going to warm up today, but then the clouds come through once again, and we're anticipating another moisture that could start tonight on Sunday night, but more than likely to really start to roll in on Monday. And then there's another wave behind that. So this is great news for the pounds out there, and all for people that are tuned into our program from around the world, watching and anticipating when they arrive into Vail, especially over Christmas week. The more snow that we stack on, the better. Now, I think we're ready to head on back up. Tricia Swenson, once again, is up in Beaver Creek. She's there at the end, right at the race course finish for the Birds of Prey. We'll see if we can bring her up in just a moment. Oh, there she is. Hey, good morning, Tricia. Good morning. There's Chris Anthony. Good to see you, Chris. Hey, Chris, funny to see you this morning. I was listening to your name on the radio on the way in, talking about your movie, which I have to see. So I want to hear about that this morning. But to you guys first, how are the race going?
You know what? Chris got to quite a few interviews yesterday. So, Chris, tell us about what your intakes were from the athletes. It sounded like, even though they cleared off the course as much as they could, that snow from the day before was still affecting the racers.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, and the course workers, the Talents crew, did an amazing job. But for the later racers, it definitely, the weather changed and the conditions changed, the temperature changed. I was speaking to Travis Ganong. He said that there was like a mist came in about halfway through that made the course pretty sticky. So it was like 2 separate races, the early guys and then the second guys. Today should be a lot more even, I think. We have a lot of consistent conditions going on. The course is in great shape, so we'll have a great race. Yesterday was an amazing race. I mean, the fast guys did win.
I know.
And Kilday, he's kind of a local now, so that was awesome.
I know. He's home away from home. He spends quite a bit of time here with Michaela, and they work out in the gym and, work out in school fields and everything. But he edged out Odermatt by 6/100ths of a second.
So last year, Odermatt and Kilday went the distance for the overall World Cup title. And it looks like that's going to be the duel this year. But Odermatt's a better of a GS skier than Kilday. So it's going to come down to these speed events, and then Kilday said he's going to step up his GS skiing. But he was also kind of sick the last few weeks. So he did pretty good.
I know. He said that having that Friday race canceled helped him get another day of rest to come back and charge it. But and then the Canadians. So that was pretty interesting. James Crawford, and I was talking to Darren Rouse, and he said these guys are ones to watch. They've got a really strong young Canadian team, so we could see them on the podium today too.
Yeah, they have a really good culture amongst their team. They're all young. They stick together. They communicate a lot. They kind of are following what the Norwegians do. Yeah. And they're young and they're doing well. And James Crawford actually made quite a mistake yesterday, but still ended up on the podium. So, when he got a finish, you could see he was incredibly disappointed. But, heck, You
I
did
know.
well.
I know, totally. And then today they're going to be Super G. It's a little bit shorter of a course, a few more gates. I heard top speed probably about 75 miles per hour yesterday. It was all in kilometers, so you kind of had to do the math. But I was talking to Ross Leonhardt with the Vail Valley Foundation, and he's like 75 miles per hour. So that's what these guys were doing yesterday. And today, 10 o'clock, once again, is the race time.
Yep.
Where in one run, you have one chance to get down here and see them.
Absolutely. One run, all out. And actually, Super G, even though it's tighter course and a little shorter distance, it's actually more intense.
Okay.
Because the turns, they create G's, and there's more forces. And they're hanging on the edge quite a bit more because the downhill course, they get to run over the years. It's always the same one. The Super G, this will be the first time they've ever seen it. It's the first time they go down it. So it's kind of all or nothing, and it's intense.
It definitely is going to be intense. All right, well, if you want to check out the intensity, hey, it's for free. 10 a.m. is when we're going to have this on. We've got a watch party down below, and then Outside Television has been showing this too.
It's so much fun. Yeah, this is the great event of the year. So
It is.
you got to come on out.
Come on, everybody. Yeah, Ken. I mean, this is the place to be this weekend for sure. Oh, and Ken, you mentioned the movie. So Mission Mount Vanguard, it is coming to the West End on December 21st.
21st at 6:30. Tickets are available now. Yeah, we just organized that, so it's going to be great. Terry and Joe are going to sing the national anthem. It's going to be an awesome night.
Okay, yeah. So Ken, you have to see it. I've already seen it, and I almost don't want to buy another ticket because I don't want to leave someone out that hasn't seen it. So please, you got to take this. Everybody needs to see this movie.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Chris, to my understanding, and you have to forgive me if things are going off camera, I am literally at the Grand Hyatt. Some of the guests are getting up first thing this morning, walking their dogs. A lot of activity over here is jumping out on the chairlift. But Chris, one thing I wanted to ask about, make sure I'm accurate on this, is to my understanding, the movie kind of talks about history of how skiers became soldiers and how they protected our country.
It's a deep dive in the history of the 10th Mountain Division. The time frame of the film was from 1939 to June 3rd, 1945. The catalyst was a ski race that took place June 3rd, 1945 on the Yugoslavian border, and that was organized by the 10th Mountain Division. But in order to explain that ski race, I need to explain their history. So it goes a deep dive into their area. It brings out some stories that people have never heard. Stories about a woman that played a huge role, Deborah Bancart, that Michaela Schifrin actually is involved in that telling of the story. So it's a fun movie. It's also a very informative and detailed movie.
Oh yeah, it
Super
is awesome.
cool. And well, I was gonna say one last question for you, Chris. Did you get to put on some of the old school ski gear that's like 70 years old?
Absolutely. We actually recreated the race on the site. Did it June 3rd, 1945. So we were in the gear and recreated the actual course.
Well,
So
unfortunately, it looks like
operation was unbelievable.
wow, that is so cool. And you know, the technology has certainly come a long way. It's got to be fun to experience that and then be up there at the ski races and see the technology that those get rocking. Chris, one final question before we let you go. You know, you do a lot of free skiing. That's what you're known for. Warren Miller films. Number one is, how many Warren Miller films have you been in to date? And also, how do these guys that are racers, that are up there doing 90 miles per hour, how does it go when they're out there like free skiing, powder turns, hitting jumps, things like that?
Well, for me, I did 28 straight years of Warren Miller films, and then one when I was a little kid. But I grew up as a ski racer, so I can honestly say the best foundation for skiing is the ski racing technique that you can learn as a kid and grow up through those programs. Once you have those skills, you can pretty much take them across the board for skiing for the rest of your life. And skiing is a lifelong sport. But you know, these guys on these courses, I mean, it's you know, they've been training since they were little kids. So you inch forward, inch by inch, and your speeds increase, the difficulty of courses increase, and everything. You kind of don't realize it because it kind of happens by micro sessions of training. And this is the first year that I've actually got, because of the conditions, went back up on course in about, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And it actually freaked me out. I can't believe I used to do this stuff because it's scary. What these guys are doing is scary.
It is.
Yes,
It is.
I totally agree with you. All right, well, I'll let you guys wrap it up, Tricia, and then when we come back, I'll send it up to you. You can wrap it up, and when we come back to our viewers, we'll have more weather and mountain reports. Tricia?
Yeah, when we come back, we're going to let you know just how to get up here. A couple different ways, and you can ski to the course this year. So stay tuned for all that. Thanks, Chris, for your time today. Look for his interviews. He'll be on the Jumbotron today. 10 o'clock is when the Super G starts.
We're for the fashion forward and budget minded. We've got the brands that set you apart, the style to make you stand out, the looks that let you shine. We are for the dreamers, the doers, and the savers. Outlets at Silverthorne. Elevate your savings. Save up to 70% on the best designer brands. Visit outlets@silverthorne.com for current sales and events.
Hi, my name is Carrie Mae Wack, and I'm with the Eagle Valley Library District, and today I'm at our Eagle branch featuring our Spark Studio. So this is our maker space lab, or the place where you can come try new technology. We have software, hardware, pretty much anything that you can use to make and create, have some sort of version in our maker space. Thanks for checking out the Spark Studio with me today. Make sure back to the Eagle Public Library and check it out for yourself.
Welcome back to Valley Live. One thing I didn't realize, this thing is awesome because I'm a dog lover. The number of dogs that are here first thing this morning that are roaming around. So if you're thinking about coming out to the mountains and bringing your pooch to the slopes, this is definitely the place to do it. I also wanted to mention earlier that commercial that you saw with Napa Harvest. They're located down in Eagle. Stop by and see Carrie. And just by walking into the place, you get healthier. Blood pressure drops and your skin has a natural glow. And they have a really cool honey section there to check out. Makes it great gift ideas. We're going to take a quick look at the weather, snow reports, and all that good stuff before we send it back up to Tricia Swenson. She's up at Beaver Creek. She also had the opportunity yesterday to talk to Darren Rolfs. He is a former U.S. ski team member and an incredible extreme skier. Good morning. I was just bragging dog this morning. Good to see you. He is a remarkable athlete. Spends a lot of time here in Colorado. But before we do that, we'll get to those snow totals. We did add on to our current which are just going through the roof. It's amazing how much snow there is out here. I've lived in Eagle County for 31 years, and this is one of the snowiest falls and into winter that I can remember. We've had 3 inches of new snow in the past 12 hours. That's also in the past 24. It definitely snowed pretty significantly throughout the majority of yesterday. We've had 20 in the past 7 days, and we've had 87 inches of snow on Vail so far this season, and it's only the first week of December. Beaver Creek has similar conditions as they received 32 inches of snow and 24 inches in the past 7 days. Their season total is at 77 inches. Both Vail and Beaver Creek open for the season. More terrain is opening throughout you never just constantly opening up. One thing that happened, and it's kind of difficult to see back there behind me, but the Cascade Lift. This area used to be called Cascade, and that's the Cascade Lift, and that opened up last week. So you can access Vail Mountain from Cascade in Lionshead as Vail Village, and I believe I'm accurate in this. I was over in Golden Peak yesterday, and the Golden Peak chairlift was running. So all across the front side, it's good to go. I made a mistake, though, the other day by getting off the top of Avanti and making a hard right, thinking I could, duck down berries and whatnot. And that was still roped off as of 2 days ago. So pay attention to the grooming report. Check out the map. Go online, vailandbeavercreek.com, and you'll find out more information. It is a cold one. My last advice to anyone that's viewing Down Valley or has travel plans today, before we go back to Tricia, plenty of time. Very slippery driving conditions, several accidents between Western County and Vail on the drive-in, and there's going to be more as people are trying to get to the slopes. First thing, just slow it down out there, Turbo, and leave yourself plenty of space between you and the vehicle in front of you. But right now, it's time to send it back up to Trish Swenson. She is up in Beak. I believe she's ready. And Tricia, I understand you had the opportunity to talk to all of you.
Yeah, well, I spoke to Darren Rouse on Friday. So he came in with his son Grayson. They were free skiing with the team. It was a lot of fun for them. And, Darren is the most successful American downhiller we've ever seen. He won the downhill here. He also won the Hahnenkamm. That is a very, very difficult course. And let's find out more. It's getting loud here. Uncle E's yammering in my ear. So let's look at Darren's interview. We're here with former World Cup champion, Olympic athlete Darren Rouse. He's back at the Birds of Prey to check action. And how does it feel to be back in this world famous course venue that you've done so well on?
Well, first of all, good to see you, Tricia. Yeah, being back in Beaver Creek it's really special. I've had a lot of great memories here, from training early right here off Centennial to obviously the World Cup races. And it's just, there's a certain energy, like a vibe I have when I show up here, and it's just kind of, I still get the heart kind of I feel like heart kind of beating a little faster. I'll go up for inspection as well, so that's how I really start kind of those memories kick in. But yeah. It's exciting, it's fun to see all the guys already kind of bumped into Steve Nyman. We're sitting in hotels, the U.S. ski team, and the Norwegians and friends. So see some of the athletes, and it's a pretty mellow day today, unfortunately, because this new snow canceled the river. We're kind of dictated by what happens out here as a skier. It's that
stop and go kind of thing, guys. When you're on a race tour like this, you got to just go with Mother Nature and prepare for the next day, right?
Yeah, I mean, my plan, and a few guys, I know Bryce Bennett skiing a little bit right now, and some are just relaxing. Just saw Radamus and Eric Arvidsson playing some video games, and just so everybody kind of has their own way of just dealing with it. You can't stress out. You just gotta roll with it, and do whatever kind of make you feel comfortable, and take it as another rest day, because these guys are nonstop. Have been training Lake Louise, now they're here and they're off to Europe soon, so it's nice to kind of capture a little like downtime when you can.
So let's relax a little bit before the action that we're going to have hopefully tomorrow. Let's talk about this course, because this is a pretty intense course. Bernard Russo designed this course, and it can be mentally challenging as well as physically challenging. And you know what, best, I know you usually write the description in the Vail Valley program each year, but tell us a little bit about this. The course are named after you and Bodie Miller.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like dedicated spots, and I think it was Valve's role and Bodie's demise or something.
Yep.
It's the only thing that's just hard to deal with for me on this Birds of Prey course, having to relax for the first like 23 seconds, I think. Yeah, because I mean, you want to get in. You're fired up. You want to get in the action right away. Like a course like Bormio or the Hahnenkamm, those have that like element of just kicking on the start gate and it's on right, second. Here, it's a challenge where you gotta come out powerfully, but able to relax and just like work terrain that's up there. But when you come, it's in your face from there on down, and it's really technical. It has a lot of good challenging terrain where you have like followays, rope banks, just like everything in the mix. And then the speed starts picking, and you have some big airs. Golden Eagle's big, and you come into the abyss there, and there's a fun, like you get stiff-legged, with the right terrain, and almost like kind of lift up and make a little double there before Harrier. Mm-hmm. But then it's like more, traditional wide open from Golden Eagle down, and it's really exciting to ski. We have some contenders. We got, past experience. I think Nyman and Travis have had some great races here. The kid that's hot right now on the U.S. team is RCS.
Yep.
And it's for training, not too far off. But it's just like, it's just fun about racing. You never know, who comes out to shine. And so, there's favorites, obviously, like Marco Odermatt and Kilday and Foyt, Matthias Meyer, Kriegmeyer, all those big guns.
Yeah.
But, we got to get some red, white, and blue, some American flag up on the podium.
Exactly. USA,
yeah,
baby. And you know what? And I bet you there is a little more, maybe, for these Americans to be like, hey, we really want to do well and for home crowd.
We'll get to the point where, we were not very big contenders. It was the Norwegians, the Italians, the Austrians. And then I had enough. I made just that mental switch. This is our turf.
Yeah.
We have during the season to shine in front of home crowd. And I really kind of made a point to just will myself here. And at that point, it was just then we had incredible, success here for a few years, and it was really. And I'm just telling these guys this is you guys now. This is.
So definitely.
This is
take it back. Come on.
It's hard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So what are you doing these days, and what's the life for retirement?
Well, I've been really fortunate to be able to stay within me, and I ski a lot, which I love. What I really enjoy doing, but Red Bull Atomic, Flyways, Giro. I'm kind of race liaison between the Giro brand and build a race team up.
Okay.
So we signed on Luke Winters, Ryan, Ava, Sunshine Jemison, up and coming, and then Kyle Nagmir is running the year 2. So I think he's one of our strong up and coming male ski racers. He scored his first point in the Super G. He's racing Super G here, and he's a really strong, talented kid. It's fun to have that just involvement still in racing. But I'm doing other events too, at Palisades Tahoe. We have a lot of stuff going on with the Women's World there.
I know, that's so exciting.
The GS Slalom race.
Another event, American Slalom.
Yeah, I've been involved with the World Cup organizing committee there. It's trying to make sure it's all set up for the athletes and the teams and spectators the right way, kind of more from a competitive point in a way. But I tell you, it's really cool to be involved still in skiing, and I have kids Miley's doing big mountain race, and he's racing and a bunch.
Yeah.
And we were in the Warren Miller, Daymaker from Alaska.
Showed that this weekend.
Yeah,
okay.
so that was really cool, sharing that experience with him, going to a place, spent a lot of time up in Haines, Alaska. And then just doing some mentoring, helping out some some kids I coached in Copper for this camp. I'll coach for American Downhill Camp in Mammoth in May, and just around like Team Palisades a little bit, and then really trying to like just be there like as a resource for the national team athlete and talking to them. And you know, I was on downhill boards for Travis and Copper, run some new skis in. I love still like having that I guess just the involvement. And then Johan Clary, the friend that's 42 now, you know, silver medalist in the downhill last year in the Olympic downhill. Yeah. I foreran with Kilday and RCS and Travis on a pair of Travis's skis at Copper for these FIS races. And now he's like, how old are you now? Like, I'm 49. He's like, damn, how cool is that to be running downhill at that age? He's like, I'm 42. You know? So we're all trying to still stay young, I guess. And just if you just keep moving, pushing yourself with challenges, I think you know, age doesn't play a factor.
No, it doesn't.
You know, you try and slow that down a little bit. You know,
you guys like the top skiing. You're still out there.
Yeah, it's fun to do it. You know, and you know, I'm gonna go up now and ski with Dre for a couple laps and bump into I think up there, and Nyman's up there. So maybe a few other World Cup guys, and maybe a few like tuck offs up there. You know, so you can go faster down the mountain. Cool. Yeah, it's fun. It feels good to be back in Beaver Creek, and you know, we all want, but I mean, it's just tough, you know, with the first day being canceled because of the snowfall, but it is what it is. And yeah, hopefully on Super G Sunday.
Okay, perfect. And I'm so glad that you could stay in the industry, offer your resources and knowledge and just you know, leadership to these.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, I was talking to T. She's the, I guess, director of sport maybe for U.S. Snowboard. And this is back in August, and I've always wanted to like offer experience, you know, with the athletes, and she helped with Per Lundstrom, top of the men's alpine team. This is back in you know, just in the fall. More about just like a mental kind of like how you get prepared and you know, side of it, because all these guys are so strong and fit, and everybody has a chance, but you just gotta make it click and work, you know, mentally, and that was a big thing for me, because I showed up here, I'm like, this is my turf, I'm gonna own it. You know, I was never guaranteed, but it sure helped, you know, just have that mentality.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. Well, so, have fun out there on the slope.
Thank you, yeah.
And then we'll see you throughout the weekend. But yeah, Darren Rouse still Birds of Prey here at the. He's such a kind, he always takes a lot of time. But yeah, so he is pretty much the most hiller that we've had winning the race here. And then also, he won it twice. And he took second place, Bodie Miller taking first place way back in the 2000s. And then he also won the Hanukkah and everything. Wow, look at this, you guys. I got a bunch of schools heading on up. Yeah, they probably are coming now because they didn't get to come Friday. But they love bringing the school kids up here to see the race. So, hi guys! All friends are coming up from the stairs. And hopefully, I counted, there's 67 stairs up there. And boy, they get your heart pumping for sure. And that thing, I want to remind people that the race starts at 10 a.m., not 11. So get up here early. If you're going to be parking down at the lots down below, the Cloud or the Bear Lawn, you're going to want to allow about an hour from when you park the car, catch the shuttle bus, and then you'll go up to our center, you'll go up the escalators, go through the plaza, Birds of Prey, and then at the covered bridge, that's when you'll catch the bus to come up here. Now, then you got to climb those 67 stairs, so make sure you've got a great footwear. No stilettos today, and no fancy shoes. Also, they are allowing skiing via Red Tail Run. And the thing is, Red Tail Run will not open AM. So today was also the start time of this. So if you want to see the first 5 racers out of the gates. You're going to want to probably just take the bus up here and get up here early. All sorts of fun things like fun giveaways and all that. So they have snacks and concessions and plenty of them go beer. Yesterday they gave away Bloody Marys. They're not doing that today, but you could find a Bloody Mary if you really wanted one. But that's what we have going on. So you can either eat to the races starting at 10 a.m. The lift opens at 9. And Ken, I heard they dropped the rope on Centennial, Willie's, the new Gary's run, which was double diamond. So more to drink, but I also heard they opened up Chair 6, which is the Reebok Express out of Vail. So now we have Chair 20 out of the Cape Village where you are. And then we have the Lions Head area, Vail Village area, and Golden Peak, and other sections of the mountain have opened because of new snow.
Yeah, well, Trish, appreciate it so much. Your reports are fantastic. And just so you know, I know it's loud. We can hear you loud. Great interview with Karen, and also they gave us the information on how to actually get up to the race. And great advice. It takes about an hour from the lodge. With you in a moment before we wrap up the program. Right now, though, we're going to get to the weather and mountain reports. Also, I want to share with our where we're located, and it might look a little bit weird because you're going to see TV out there, and there's Trisha, but this is our studio located at the Grand Hyatt, and we couldn't be happier about being here. Definitely a family atmosphere, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people walking around first thing this morning with dogs and getting up there, getting their coffee. Some people are taking off early this morning, saw some folks departing, but a very friendly staff here. They have a incredible restaurant inside, and they also have sort of a grab-and-go atmosphere, so if you are headed on over to the Cascade lift to go up on the mountain, you can drop in here, snacks, and then get up there because you're going to want to be prepared and maybe warm the body up before you get this open at 9 o'clock. And I did want to mention also, good to hear from Trisha, was accurate about that over at Golden Peak now, you can access the mountain, which means all the way across the front side of Vail, you can get up there. But let's touch base on this is our studio right here. If you're walking by the Grand Hyatt right off of the drive as you come in, you'll see us set up. They have a TV here, and there's my big mug right there. And we're broadcasting live not only throughout the valley, but also right in the hotel. You can just turn your channel on, find out what's going on around here locally with a lot of the events. The big headline, though, is that Birds of Prey are here. That's why we're talking much about it. And if you've never been here for these races, this is a big deal. World's best skiers come here to Beaver Creek to race the downhill course. And that course is called America's Downhill because, to my understanding, it's the only downhill that takes place for the professional skiers in the United States. And it happens once a year this first week up in Beaver Creek. So we couldn't be more thrilled to have them back. We've had a lot of fresh snow. To get to the snow report, and I took a closer look at this report moments ago, and throughout the print, people have probably wondered what I'm talking about, that we've had 2 feet in the past 7 days. Well, if you take a look at this report, where it says, as an example, across the top, 15 inches, that's in the past 1 to 5 days. The 2 days prior to that, we had 9 inches up at Beaver Creek. So our total in 7 days is 2 feet, and Vail is at 25 inches. But this is what we've had over the past 5 days. And as Tricia mentioned, and I've talked all morning, our snow accumulation just continues to increase. We are off to a great start. If you're joining us right now, or if you're headed here right now, this is a really great time to be here. It can be kind of iffy to get here this time of year and wonder what the conditions are like. And I know everyone's always wondering, when will the back bowls open? They're not open yet. They need more snow back there. But as far as the front side terrain that is open, it's phenomenal. I've been up a couple days so far this year, and no just schmoozing the mountain trying to say how good it is. It's actually really good up there. So if you're headed here right now, you're going to be excited because we have more snow that's going to freshen off this recent snow flurry activity. And then if you're here right now and you're going up this morning, you've got 3 new inches of snow since yesterday. So you're going to get a little powder turn throughout the morning. But once again, thanks to the Grand Hyatt for hosting us. We love being here, and we love having you all as our viewers. The Vail Valley Live program, your #1 authority on all things local that go on in Vail and Beaver Creek and throughout the state of Colorado. You can follow us on social media. You can watch us on a number of different formats. So if you're here in the Grand Hyatt and you're tuned in, you're like, man, I love this. I've got my Epic Pass, and I want to watch these guys throughout the year to make more plans to maybe just drop everything and run out for a quick weekend, you can watch us on Apple TV, on YouTube. There's countless different ways to tune into us each and every morning from the comforts of your home in Miami or San Diego or Japan. It doesn't matter. You can catch us live every morning from 7:30 to 8:30, and we'll be around the valley. Unfortunately today, I'm just kind of hanging out here due to a little eye injury. But we're going to take a quick break. You are watching Vail Valley. When we come back, we'll have one more check-in with Tricia up at Beaver Creek to find out more about the races, and I'll have another look at your weather, your mountain reports, and things that are going on before we close the show. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in a moment.
In the extraordinary, we're free to discover more together. Experience it for yourself this winter. Get your lift tickets today.
It's all waiting for you. Inside here. Explore the slopes coast to coast and everywhere in between with Epic Pass.
This season in Vail, the possibilities are limitless. After a lesson with world-class instructors, there's so much more to see, more to explore, more incredible terrain, and legendary back bowls. Every lesson sends you further. Unlock the skills, confidence to experience more mountain than ever before. Season, discover more about Vail with a lesson. Booking snowboard school at vail.com. Vail, like nothing on earth.
Welcome back to Vail Valley Live. When I tell you that coverage of the races, I want to take it to a fantastic interview with your champ yesterday. Norway's Alexander Amount Kilde shares more about what it's like to be here at Beaver Creek to race and more detailed about winning. Here's your champion.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Being sick, flu in the training period and the beginning of the week, sick and winning is a fantastic story. And it's in a special combination.
Yeah, you know, it's been a tough week. Caught the flu in Lake Louise after a very, very nice weekend, but really hit me hard. Then I got a couple of days to rest and take it easy. I skied with clothes just to take no sweat and just, you know, on everything a notch. And then I felt way better already yesterday, so that was sick. And then that got cancelled. Got another day of rest, and then I felt okay. Still feeling it a little bit in my system, but I got the possibility to just be ready for the 2 minutes I needed to be ready.
And we know it's not only luck of the weather conditions, it's also in this moment finding the right is also a special class.
I mean, with the sport we have, it's an outside sport. It's a lot of weather in the air. Of course, it goes up with the light and the wind and everything. I just took advantage of a good day, and for me, it was a very, very nice possibility to have good skiing as well.
If you're fit today for tomorrow, who should stop you at the moment?
Oh, Marco Odermatt for sure. Each one of them to stop me, but and also there's a lot of contenders on the start, and I know that it's not easy to win races.
But the shape is incredible.
Yeah, it's really good, and skiing is working well. I see my plan, and I have a really, really good support in my back, which I couldn't do without them.
What does it take to be consistent? I mean, not guys win this race twice in a row, and just in general, in downhill, it's really so difficult to be consistent. What's your secret?
I've found a really, really good setup with my equipment and also with my suits. I believe in myself, I trust in myself, and I good game plan. And when I stand on start, I don't think. I know that His plan is what I do, and when I do that, it's of course it's a sport with small margins, and you can do mistakes. But without mistakes, I can be fast, and that's the best thing on the start.
And how were conditions today?
They did an incredible job. Unbelievable. They got 30 centimeters of snow yesterday, and you can't even see it today. So thanks to everyone putting the work in. I know it was 100 people out there the whole night, so that made us race today. And also when I skied, I had such a good time, as always here in Beaver Creek.
Speaking of those conditions too, one of the other skiers was saying underfoot it felt kind of weird and grabby. How was it for you, or what was the technicians, how much do they matter today?
Well, I have one of the best technicians in the world, and he makes good skis. I could feel snow was a little bit pulley, but I tried to stay dynamic and kind of get out of there, and that seemed to work pretty well.
We saw some people time at the top too as the wind came up. Was that as much of a factor for you, or was that your Fabo kind of help you out? Some skating out of the blocks?
Well, I had the same last year where I was really fast on top. And today it's more near, it's windy, it's hard for me to say, but maybe I was a little bit low, but I also had a good feeling there. So it's hard to say, but a combination of both, I guess.
Congratulations, Alex.
Thank
Good
you so
luck
much.
tomorrow.
Coming off for having the flu, Alexander ended up taking first place, just edging out Marco Odermatt by 6/100 of a second. So that's where that saying comes from. Hundies matter. But we also got to check in with the top American finisher, Ryan Cochran Siegel. So here's what he had to say about the course. He finished 7th yesterday, and hopefully he can get a good result today. All right, Ryan, tell us about the course today, how different it was from the training runs that you had and when the weather was better.
Yeah, I mean, skiing's an outdoor sport, so definitely brought the elements a little bit more today. The snow changed from the second training run, but the course crew did a phenomenal job. It was a good service. It's just tough when it snows that much. There's a lot of bonding between the soft top and then what's hard underneath, and they had to work their asses off. They did a good job.
Definitely. And then how will today's run help prepare you for tomorrow?
I hope in confidence. I think, I still have some better connection with my training and whatnot. So, just got to go out there again tomorrow. Tomorrow's a new day. Regardless about today, when you just got to really send it.
Okay, just so cool. The energy is always so fun up here. World Cup, and just great to see Ryan do so well. He won silver at the Olympics in Beijing, so we could see some good stuff from him today.
Yeah, well, hey, Trisha, great job there today. Thanks to our viewers for tuning in. Quick recap once again, Trisha, more or less, what to expect up there weather-wise, and how do we get there?
You know what? We got clear skies, the sunscreen, and then I would get going right now because we have the races start at 10 a.m. Now you can take Centennial up and you can take Red Tail down, but not until 10 a.m. So same time. So I would just suggest on the bus, come up here early, get a good spot in the bleachers. We've got the concessions open already. We got the music going. Good vibe up here.
Awesome. Well, Trisha, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I've got to work today, so I can't make it, but I'll also be tuned in on Outside Network to watch it on the website. So to everybody out there, thanks for tuning in once again to another episode of Vail Valley Live. I'm Ken Hovey here live at the Grand Hyatt in Vail. Trisha Swenson's up there in Beaver Creek. Be on the lookout for her, and then be on the lookout again tomorrow, 7:30 to 8:30 for more Vail Valley Live. We'll send.